Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make a hinged pocket insert for our journal, and we're going to have quite a bit of stuff to put in our pockets. I've made something like this in the past, but this one's going to be a little tiny bit different, so I hope you like my video. If you do, just give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So I'm just starting out with a piece of paper. It's the design is on both sides. It's just a free digital, and I cut it at 5 inches wide and 7 1/4 inches. Yeah, just 7 1/4 inches long, just a hair over. So this is going to be made to fit on the faux journal page. So this is my faux journal page. So this would fit in here, and then we're going to have it so it hinges, so you would be able to get to the other side. So when this is hinged over, then you would have the rest of your page to journal on also. So let me see. So we're going to have a pocket down here and a pocket on the other side. And I cut my pockets at 6 inches wide and 3 1/4 long, and then I scored at 1/2 inch. So let's score at 1/2 inch on this side, and then because this is my small scoreboard, I'll just turn it around and score 1/2 inch on that side, and then we'll just fold it over. I did this so we would have more room in our pockets to add extra stuff. Oops, I think I messed that up. So let's see what it looks like. Now I'm not going to wrap them around, I just want it to sit on top. So that'll work good. And I thought I inked this pocket, and I didn't. So let me go ahead and ink the pocket. I inked everything else as far as I know. I thought I inked the pocket. So we're going to have it sitting right on top, and it's going to be the same design as the background. I like this paper. Love the colors. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and score our other pocket. So we'll score that at 1/2 inch. Turn it around and score at 1/2 inch. I think you can see what I'm doing there. And then we'll just fold that over. Then on top of my background, I'm going to have a little pocket going this way. So we're going to have this pocket down here, and then we're going to have a pocket up here. Now I'm scoring these at 1/2 inch on each side also. And I'm scoring on, now wait a minute, let me tell you what the size this is. This is 4 inches wide and 3 1/2 inches this way. The 3 1/2 inches is going to go from here to here. So when you score it, you have to turn your piece sideways. So a 1/2 inch, turn it around, a 1/2 inch, and if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just measure it and then fold it. So we'll flatten this down. I have this marked on this side so I know where to put my little pole, because the other side is pretty busy. So we'll score this one at a 1/2 inch, and we'll turn it around and score at a 1/2 inch. Now I don't think I inked these pockets either, so I need to ink these pockets. We'll just hurry and do that. Well, I have to cut my little pole out, and then we'll have to ink that. Adding this just gives you more room in your pockets, so you can fit a couple more things in there. And I'm going to use this and just go in a little bit. I'm not going real far. So there. And there. So we're going to have one on each side. So I might as well do these. I have these marked also, so I know where to score or where to punch it. And my other one. There we go. Now I think we're done with that. So let me just ink in here. Guess I inked one pocket but didn't ink the other one. I don't know. Hard to tell on this paper. Yes, I inked this one. And then we'll just ink in here and ink in here. Then I think I'll just kind of cut these at a little bit of an angle, so I don't see that at the top, and it won't be in the way at the bottom either. So we'll just cut little angles. Doesn't have to be a great big angle. Just from your score line over. Now again, when I was doing this project, I used my graph paper. And I did all my little pieces parts, so I could figure out everything on there. Then if I had to erase or anything like that, I could erase and redo. And okay, I think I got them all. All right. So We're going to have our pockets down here, so I'm just going to add glue on these two sides. I don't know if I told you the size of my pockets, so in just a second, before I do the other pocket, I'll tell you the size. So just kind of line it up with the edge. And fold that under. Now that one I think went over just a little far. So let me see how that one did. So let me just fold this under a little tiny bit more. Tiny. And we'll see how that looks. That's better. So we'll just add ink. So if you have to make an adjustment, you can just check it out and make your adjustment. There's not anything wrong with that. Okay. All right, so my bottom pockets are six and a half by 3 1/8, and we scored a 1/2 inch on each side. And our small pockets, I think I told you the size, but I don't know. 4 inches wide and 3 1/2 this way. Okay, now on top, we're going to have these ones going sideways. And I'm going to leave it down just a tiny bit from the top. But before I put my top on, I want to add a tab. And I think I'll add this size. And then I know where to set my pocket, so I want to add that first. So I'm going to add my tab. Oh, I like that side too. Wonder which one I like better. Well, I don't know. We could probably do this side. Maybe I thought the real dark one wouldn't look right on that side, but I like the way it looks. Since that's upside down, we'll put this one on the front. I'm only going to go down to the top of where my curve is so I can keep my top pocket up. And I think that looks in the center. Okay, so now I can see where I want my top pocket. So I think I'm going to set it like right about in here. Maybe I should just go up. Some of my tags are a little taller. I think I have to go up over my tab, so that's not going to matter. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing and just put glue on our sides. And we're going to turn it. So I'll just leave it down a little from the top. Line up our edges. So we have 2 good-sized pockets. Oh, you know what? I didn't glue the bottom shut. Now how smart is that? Guess I have to do the sides and the bottom. I saw somebody else do that one time in their video, so I don't feel quite so bad. Now we don't have quite as much opening there, but we still have a lot of opening. We'd be losing our stuff out the back. All right, now when I flip this, I want it to flip this way. So before I do anything else on the back, this is going to be my hinge. I thought I cut it longer. Hang on a second. Okay, all I did was picked up the wrong piece of paper. So we have 7 1/4 by 2 inches, and we're going to score that in half. So we're going to score it at 1 inch. And then we're just going to fold it. And let me just inky a little bit. So how's everyone doing today? We have beautiful weather outside. If it's in the low 70s, that's all. Maybe I didn't get that cut straight. And let me just do the other side, so if it needs to be inked, it'll be inked. Okay. Now, I want it to flip this way. So my hinge has to go on like this. So my hinge is going to fold right over and lay right on there, and it'll actually blend in. Because the pattern is going every which way. So we're going to glue this on here. So we're going to glue it with the folded side to the edge. And then this will lay on the paper like this. When you fold it over, you won't see that. And then when you want to flip it, you can just flip it open. So how's that? So it's just barely shorter down here at the bottom, and that doesn't mean anything. So now we can put our pockets on this side, and I'm going to do my bottom pocket first. So that'll go on like that. So this is another easy project, and you could make a lot of these in a little bit of time. Just cut out all of your pieces, and if you're going to ink them, and then assemble them. Yeah, I need to fold this one over just a little bit more too. Forgot about that. So let me just fold a little tiny bit. And we'll add a little bit more glue. Now, if I would have been folding it over the pocket, it wouldn't have mattered, because it would have went to the back. Now there I go again. I didn't glue the pocket down on the bottom, but that's easy. Easy peasy. So when it folds over, because you want to make sure this pocket doesn't go past that fold line, or you won't be able to fold your pocket over. So let's just burnish this a little bit. Cool. Now we're going to, and I hope I'm on camera, we're going to glue our pocket up here, and I'm just barely going to cover the bottom part of the tab. And if it doesn't match exactly where the other one is on the other side, you're not going to know it, because you ain't going to see both of them at the same time. Now I have to remember to glue the bottom. Okay, I want to turn this way so I can see. I'm just going to leave it down a little and make sure my edge is lined up. There we go. Now, some people might think that that's awful busy pocket and it just all blends in together, and it does, but I really like the colors, so I don't really think that that's a problem. Okay, so now when you put it into your journal, you can put it on any side that you want. Now if you have it on this side and you want it to flip back, you would put your hinge on this side. It just depends on how, or if you want it on this side and you want it to fold out away from the other pages, then you would have it on this side. So you would just glue your hinge down, all of this, and glue that down. Or you could glue that and leave to make a little tuck there. You could do that also. That's a cool idea. But you would have all of this part of your paper to do whatever with. So now we're going to go ahead and do our tags. So I have these ones here that I have to put toppers on. Now what I'm doing with my toppers are, I just used my paper punch, and my flower punch, and I punched out flowers. So I have one side inked, and they would just sit on my tag like this. And I just thought that was a cute idea. It's something different, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to glue. And set this back here. Then I have lines, so I'll try to make my lines go the right way. Well, now them lines are going cockeyed anyways. It's the way I set the flower. So that looks cute with that topper on it, and we can put a little gold gem in the center. So let me get my toppers put on and I'll be right back. Okay, we got them done. So I just added the little gold gem in the center. Just highlights it a little bit. Okay, now I have these are just little printables, and it's made like a little booklet. So there's journaling space inside. So we can put that down in our big pocket. Well, first we're going to want to fill our top pockets because we're going to cover them up kinda. 1, 2, 3. Now I have these little cutouts, just little journal cards. I don't know why I didn't ink them when I was inking the front. I guess sometimes I just forget. So these ones are going to go in the front. This is Dream On, Little Dreamer. Something today for a better. Okay, do something today for a better. So I'm going to put these 3 up here. So we'll have lots of room for the 3 tags up there. So we have them stuffed up pretty good. And then this one. And then I'm going to put 2 of these tags in. And I could put them behind. And then we could see the lines and that pretty flower there. So I have quite a bit in that pocket, and you still have more room. Then we'll flip it over. And of course, let me ink these real quick. So I think this is a pretty cool idea for another insert into your journal or your scrapbook or a little notebook or anything that you want to put it in, actually. So this one just says notes. That one says fortune, and this one says she's an old soul with young eyes, a vintage heart, and a beautiful mind. And that was the little ladybug. So isn't she cute? So we're going to put these ones in here. We'll leave Miss Little Ladybug on top. And the butterfly is pretty too. I probably should have left the butterfly on top. So we'll put them in there. Then this one has music on one side and a candle with a writing space on the other side. And then you can just open it up and journal. And then our other 2 tags. So I can put one behind there and one behind here. And I would say that that's stuffed pretty good. So we would have it in our journal like this. And you can decorate this pocket down here on the front. I didn't decorate anymore. You can decorate it however you want. You can add lace or tags or anything to it. So you would have all of these up here, and you would flip it over, and you would have all of these back here. So what do you think? I think it's pretty cool. So let me know down in the comments if you like my video. I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones and come back and see me for my next video. Till then, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.